Bruce Brothers, Colonel Young, Lucky Wilson, Sofia Viarengo, Edwin Alexander, Ashley Arthur, Annabelle Scott, and Lucy Alexander. And on the interchange bench, Wayne White, Chloe Cooper, Yellow Phillips, Gigi Larkin, and Anne Dunn.
Welcome to this special presentation of the Premier League Hockey Women's Grand Final, brought to you by Hockey Tasmania. I'm your host and commentator, Scott Edwards. Today is the decider, the final match of the year, the game for the Premiership Cup between the DiamondBacks in the maroon. They were the second place team, but won the semi-final in a quite convincing win against their opponents today to go through to this match. And they are playing against the Sky Blue Northwest Graduates Bulldogs, minor premiers and defending premiers from last year. Our umpires today are Umpire of the Year, Eileen Carr, and a good young up-and-coming umpire, Aaron Kitchener, so we can expect a high standard in the whistle blowing today as we check the starting lineups. Diamondbacks, Haywood in goals, Jeeves, an important cog in that defensive setup. Look for Kirkland and Goldsmith as inside forwards, and Lewis starting at centre forward will be dangerous, along with Phillida Bridley. And Northwest grads, we look at Newbold and Jacobson as that defensive pairing. That is the key plank on which they have built their entire season, but Ashley Arthur and Sofia Viarengo up forward are going to be dangerous as we get started. Diamondbacks go into this one as slight favourites after having won the semi-final quite convincingly 4-1 against Northwest. Northwest were without key defensive player Louisa Jacobson. It's been one of the most influential players for the season. Both teams at relatively full strength today, which means we should get quite an exciting match. Page, she goes back. Cara Wilson, she's lost it. Ashley Arthur on the attack. She's got Viarengo on outside. Uses her, tapped over the keeper, and Viarengo has started the game on fire on the end of the great Ashley Arthur pass. It's a goal to Northwest within the first minute. It's 1-0. And we have started quite incredibly this grand final. Diamondbacks straight away on the back foot, and they will now be figuring out a way how to quickly cancel out that early goal for Northwest. Cooler heads might prevail, but the quicker they get it, the better. I don't want to risk giving away any more early goals though. Here in the left pocket, this is Isabel Goldsmith. Annie Scott just holds her up. Page will take it. Looking for options. That's lifted. Northwest now get their first serious look over the ball, despite that early goal. And Jacobson and Newbold, a classic pairing all year. Hedgeman now at right half. Tries to go up the line, intercepted by Bridley. That's fallen into the midfield. There is Wilson, out to Goldsmith again. Now she's cutting down the left line. Bridley now in the left pocket. She's got Newbold in front of her. Tries to take her on, and Newbold's equal to the task. Winner again this year of the association Best and Fairest, Emily Newbold. And one of the finest defensive players of her generation. Northwest just struggling to get it out of defence though. Lucy Alexander tries to go up the line, intercepted by Jeeves, is pushed right up now. And they have the free hit on the 23. Page is over it. Been a handy player all year for the Diamondbacks, going forward to score goals and playing back in a defensive role. A swing player, if you will. Has a chance to reset. Again, Lucy Alexander in the way. Taking their time over it, no whole lot of movement so far. Perhaps still stunned, perhaps just hoping to just settle into the game. Here's Williams. Big ball into the spot. Intercepting is Jacobson. Northwest attempt to go up the left-hand line now. Viarengo twisting and turning there against Kirkland. Doesn't quite get it through the Diamondbacks defensive line, but they will have the 15-metre restart. Newbold's over it. She looks to switch it out the other side. May is there to harass, as is Lewis, as is Goldsmith, and the press from Diamondbacks doesn't win out this time. They've given away a free hit. But we can see just pressing, putting Northwest defenders under pressure and attempt to win that ball back. Page amongst it early. May on the left wing. Wins the free hit. Page tries to go over, intercepting his Annie Scutt. Now she's quickly on the rebound. Good pass through the middle into Rydner. Viarengo's away again. She's got a runner into the circle. That was Arthur, but Williams is intercepted and wins the free hit. Jeeves will take it. She's going to be a key player to watch if Diamondbacks are indeed to get back into this match. Remembering that they are actually 1-0 down. And if they're in fact going to win it, she's going to play a big role, as is Pippa Lewis. At the moment though, Northwest comfortably handling everything the Diamondbacks can throw at them. And we'll be looking for a bit of a counter themselves. Phillips watches that one go over the sideline. Jeeves just making territory up the line. She's now got it the right wing for Diamondbacks. Still not a whole lot of movement for her. She goes long. It's intercepted. And Northwest will win it and reset. It's Newbold on their defensive 23. Good crowd in for this grand final. The weather is not the best. Cold and wet. But we can see the grandstand packed. And inside, in the bar, quite a few shadows back there as well, keeping warm while watching the action. Ottaway intercepts. Ridley with the ball down the line. It's only as far as Newbold. Claire Rojan yet to really get into the match, running through that midfield. But we'll be expecting her to play a big part for Northwest. She's had an exceptional second half to the year. Really led them to the minor premiership with her midfield performances. Chance for a counter-attack. Lewis, held up by Hedgeman, plays on. Looking to go herself, really. She's got Isabel Goldsmith on her outside. Ridley's there. Ottaway with the shot. And I think Harvey has just got a boot to that one. Goldsmith pumps it in. Ridley gets a touch and a fantastic foot save there by Emily Harvey in the Bulldogs net. Has saved her team and kept them in the lead. Big game moment. Harvey steps up, proves she's a big game player. Diamondbacks forced to go deep and back now. G switches out to Page on the left. Here's Ottaway in the left corner. Gets it on to Hedge Brothers' foot. And Diamondbacks into the circle. Rejected again. This time, good defensive work by Annie Scutt. Promising young player coming through the Northwest ranks. Really now an established star of the competition, you would say. Still plenty of development left in her. Here's Dunk. Viarengo, the goal scorer, out wide. That's Phillips, forced out into the corner against Kirkland. And harmlessly over the baseline. Rayleigh Phillips there on the overlap. If Northwest can get their halves working like that, it's going to be hard to beat. Expect to see more goals from them as well. Jeeves starts us back up again by going overhead to Williams. She can't quite get onto the end of it this time. This is Brothers. Icon works for it. Viarengo again. This is Phillips, takes a reverse stick shot. Williams makes the save. Wilson off her foot, I believe. Northwest reset around the back. Jacobson, Rojan. Out through left half, intercepting is Wilson. Try to switch it out to the right corner with Hedgeman overlapping. But just missed it. No press on from Northwest, so Page can walk it up. She's unfortunately hit it. Not too much detriment, but Northwest do have it on the right wing with Hedgeman now. Looks to work with Jacobson. Now goes towards the circle, but it's over the baseline again. 15-metre restart for Diamondbacks as the rain starts to come down heavier. Jeeves goes overhead again. Really forced into that. There's not a whole lot of movement ahead of her to try and break down this Northwest defensive press. So we've got 5 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. Northwest leading 1-0 thanks to Viarengo's goal. Despite that, both teams playing a little bit nervous still. You can see that rain really coming down hard now. And I think May has just worn one in the belly. Quickly substitutes herself off. Up the left-hand side, Icon manages to spin away out of 2. But now it's Diamondbacks on the counter. Only goes as far as Arthur though. Northwest reset. Over the sideline again though. Chance for Diamondbacks to create an attacking run. Jeeves goes down the line. Ottaway is just a bit behind the play and doesn't quite reach it. So Newbold will take the 15. Diamondbacks with a high press again, trying to win this back and make it hard for Newbold to get it out. And a bit of a trademark, Newbold. Precision clearance. Puts it up the other end. Relieves the pressure instantly. Gives Northwest a chance to reset. And now Diamondbacks have to find a way forward all over again. High ball from Williams. Hedgemond is Seps. Lewis is quick on the attack. She beats one, beats two. Now she's got the circle in front of her. She's in. Seps is down. Ottaway with the shot. Again, Harvey blocks it. Weak shot from Ottaway, truth be told. Needed to do a little bit better with that opportunity. But Diamondbacks looking lively all of a sudden. Kirkland with the battle. And now they'll take their opportunity to reset. Good position here for Diamondbacks to create something. Donovan has a look around. Who's she got running with her? It's Jeeves. Slams it in. High ball up and onto the foot of Eichen. Penalty corner, perfectly timed towards the end of the first quarter. Diamondbacks now with an opportunity. First penalty corner of the game. And we see Bridley probably could have got a penalty corner for the danger, but Donovan earns it eventually by putting it onto the foot of Eichen. Jeeves with the shot deflected by Donovan. It's an equaliser for Diamondbacks. Emily Donovan with the deflection. She's done that a number of times this year since returning to the starting lineup. Also a number of times last year. And again in the grand final. She scores a wonderful goal from the penalty corner, deflecting in. It is now 1-1. Diamondbacks have drawn level. Game on. A minute to go in the first quarter. Scores are level. Sun comes out now. And I think both teams will be relatively happy with the start they've made. It has been a rather nervous start. Both have a goal each though. Both have had attacking opportunities and settled into the match. And I think we'll be all the better for it now, as it is well and truly game on. Newbold looks long, doesn't find who she's looking for. There's a little bit of confusion. It is a 15-metre restart though. That'll soak up the seconds. Jeeves will just want to play this out, you'd imagine. Page back to Jeeves. They're going to play around in that corner and just hopefully soak up these final seconds. Go into the first quarter break pleased with their efforts, you would imagine, despite the disappointment of conceding a goal in the first minute. Diamondbacks will be happy to have drawn level. Second quarter underway. Newbold intercepted by Bridley. She's got two to beat and does, according to the umpire, earns the free hit. It'll be Page at left half for Diamondbacks. Looks on the outside, Bridley running. Just a heavy first touch there for her. It's over the sideline. And that one was dangerous from Hedgemond. Donovan slips it in. Wilson on the burst through the midfield. Tackled by Scott, who clears Lucy Alexander. And now Viarengo around the outside. She beats Jews. She's got Williams there. Goes around the outside of her as well. Chance for a shot. Slips it back to the spot. Viarengo slipped it back to the back post. Haywood with the intercept. The follow-up shot. Harmlessly over the sideline. Or the baseline. Diamondbacks bend away. Wilson, Page, under pressure from Alexander. They earn it. Defensive free hit. So Jews intercepts from Lucy Alexander. Lots of play down this left-hand side for Diamondbacks. Right-hand side for Northwest. As Heidi White flicks it back to Jacobson. White, Jacobson, press is coming up. Rojan, White. Got Diamondbacks players are around him. Isabel Goldsmith wins it eventually. Donovan through the midfield. Goes long and direct. Intercepting is Newbold. She's tripped or not, says the umpire. May's free to attack. She's held up by Jacobson, who clears. Lewis now starting to look dangerous, as is Donovan, starting to create goal scorer. Bit of confidence. Newbold looking unbeatable though. And Viarengo has been the most dangerous forward on the park so far. Early goal, number of attacking runs. Here she is again. Earning a free hit. Lucy Alexander plays on quickly. Attacking opportunity in their front third. I'm just going to have to reset that one. Newbold with the free hit though. Rojan. Newbold. Tackled by Bridley. Plays on. Long direct ball. Doesn't quite find her mark. Diamondbacks survive that attack. Jeeves will restart. Overhead again. She's gone back to that a number of times. Suggests that Northwest are pressing well, and that there's not a whole lot of run from her midfield and forwards at the moment, which is a worrying sign for Diamondbacks, because they really need to help Jeeves out if they're going to challenge this this Northwest defence. Got to get them on the back foot. Must make them chase. Donovan gets it out to Ottaway. Ottaway has Bridley down the line. She uses her just out of reach. It's over the sideline. Brothers to bring it back in. Brothers, another player who's had to step up this year. She goes long, intercepted by Williams. Kirkland now on the attack. Wins the free hit. Chance for Diamondbacks to take or make an attacking play from the 23. Williams goes overhead, crossfield. Jeeves running in support. Beats Alexander. Beats Scut into the circle, puts it onto her foot, earns a penalty corner. Nicole Jeeves stepping up for her side when they need it most. Just struggling to create in that final third. And it is, of course, their superstar, Nicole Jeeves, who steps up to help them out. You see, just runs it onto the defender's foot. Well, we see the same thing again. Jeeves to Donovan. Straight hit from Jeeves. Chance for DiamondBacks to take the lead in this match. Shot by Jeeves. And goal to DiamondBacks. They are now 2-1 up. Wilson, I think, with the tap in. Although the umpire is just going to have a look at this. And I have a feeling that it might have just come off Ottaway's body. I think this is what the umpire is going to say as well. I'll disallow the goal. Replay the short corner. I want to see the replay of that one. I think Emily Newbold probably wants to see the replay of that one too. Come off the runner. So Jeeves takes the shot. Deflected off the runner into Ottaway's body. Can't play on from that, so even though it's a Diamondbacks free hit, no goal. 1-1. They reset the penalty corner. Another opportunity. Jeeves, bang, off the runner again and over the top of the goals. 23-metre restart. Northwest survive. Still 1-1. Jeeves on the 23. Again, not a lot of movement. Uses Donovan in tight space. She's surrounded by 5 Northwest players. Viarengo on the counter-attack. She's going to burn Isabel Goldsmith here. She's got far too much space for her. Cuts back inside. Now she's on the 23. Donovan comes back and makes a saving tackle. Viarengo still going. Brought to ground. Free hit to Northwest. Newbold over the top. Gets it moving quickly. Heidi White on the outside. She goes for the circle entry. Viarengo. Oh, it is off a foot. Diamondbacks lucky to survive this. This game is now opened right up. We're starting to see both sides creating opportunities at either end. And I would say expect some goals. Expect goals to come with the attacking players out on the field today. Expect goals. Williams forced to go overhead now, down the right line. All Jacobson can do is knock it out and reset the defence. So territory gained for the Diamondbacks. Williams again tries to use Donovan in confined space. Again, it doesn't work. Need to get some separation now for their midfielders. The Diamondbacks are going to break through. Newbold looks back. Jacobson now rebounding. Up to the half line. No one coming to her. Cuts it inside. There's Scup. And it's gone to Northwest. Jacobson goes quickly out on the right side. Hedgeman's got space. Crosses in now. Phillips overlapping was on the end of it. I think it took a touch off Diamondbacks. So Phillips plays on quickly. Kirkland is there to meet her and clears. Newbold switches out to Jacobson. Northwest resetting again down this right hand side. Hedgeman again. Onto the foot of Bidley, wins the free hit. Bidley again proving the wall. But Hedgeman now has it at right wing, goes into the pocket. Viarengo just not strong enough on that trap to keep it in. Diamondbacks with another 15-metre restart. And it's on the end of the stick of their star. Jeeves gets it moving. Long ball, direct. Lewis was the intended target. Newbold beats it to it again. And Northwest, Viarengo on the attack, down the right wing. Jeeves with the tackle, raised it up into her body though. She's a little bit close there as well. Umpire plays it on. Viarengo looks for the cross. Intercepting is Wilson. And Lewis now with the chance to attack. Newbold is watching her closely and forcing her back. Scutt and Icon teaming up, causing the turnover. Here's Scutt, chance. Can't get the reverse stick shut away. It's only as far as Rayleigh Phillips works around the baseline. Clearance by Page. And a bit of a scrappy contest around the Diamondbacks defensive circle as they attempt to clear it out. They can only get it so far as this high Northwest press, who is putting them under all sorts of pressure at the moment. And again they reset. Here's Hedgeman with a cross into the circle. Chance over it is Phillips. Newbold attempted a shot and has actually earned a penalty corner for her troubles. So a chance for Northwest now. From the penalty corner has not really been a strength of theirs throughout the season. They've managed to score more from field goals. Although Ash Arthur is a danger from the penalty corner and Newbold has scored a few goals. Doesn't look like Arthur's on the field at the moment. So expect maybe a straight strike from Newbold. Rojan is setting up as an option as well. In fact, it is her. She looks for a deflection. It's another penalty corner. So that's really going to be their strongest option, you'd think. Just looking for that deflection. And just off the foot of Williams. Viarengo was there though, good position. And now it's Newbold's turn. She goes with a straight strike. It's off the foot of the runner. The umpire's allowed it to play on. So Icon has had the shot. Sprayed it wide, but the umpire's allowed that to go forward, giving them the advantage off the penalty corner rather than forcing them to reset again. Brothers with the intercept over Ottaway. Jacobson, Brothers. Now they're out at left half. Up the line. That's Viarengo. She's done a mountain of work in this first half. Scutt pushing forward. Williams wins it though. And is forced to get it back again. She's got Wilson on the inside, doesn't use her. Pays the price for it because Viarengo gets the intercept. Working with Icon there. And Lewis has dropped back and defended grimly and is now on the counter-attack. Wins a free hit in midfield. So Pippa Lewis trying to get involved. Trying to create something for his side. Donovan. Touched on by Lewis. Cleared by Northwest. And a counter-attack. This is Ash Arthur back on the field. She was held up by Emily Donovan. And here's Williams free hit at right half for Diamondbacks. We're under 3 minutes to go in the opening half. It's 1-1. She finds a runner. Out wide to Page, and Page has just blasted that through the circle. And there were no Diamondbacks runners on the posts. A wasted opportunity in truth. Northwest get the ball back. And just a solid clearance for territory. Page will reset. Goes inboard. Donovan held up and beaten by Arthur. Arthur's away now. She's got space to run into. She's got Paige to beat. Paige gets an important stick in the way, but Arthur, cool, beats her. Goldsmith makes the interception and Lewis makes the clearance. Some grim defence for Diamondbacks at the moment. I'd say Northwest are definitely on top in this match, creating the better chances, defending much higher up the park, and preventing Diamondbacks from really creating any great attacking opportunities. And again, they've got on left half, just a clearance. Coming close to the final minute of the opening half in this grand final, and the two best sides in the competition are tied at 1-1, unable to be separated so far. Donovan goes overhead. Brothers is there to intercept. Pressure from Ottaway though. But Northwest defence always supporting each other, as Arthur looks for a late charge. And a little bit of stick to stick at the moment down that grandstand wing. Here's Bridley. Can't get it through the three Northwest sticks surrounding it. And they will take the free hit on the sideline. So they'll likely play for time, see at the end of this first half, which is exactly what they do. And the bell blows for the end of the first half. Even game, 1-1, Diamondbacks and Northwest Hobart graduates. We'll take a short break and return with the second half in just a few minutes. So the second half in this grand final due to restart shortly. Just checking the stats at half time though, it is 1-1. Goal in the first minute for the Bulldogs to Sofia Viarengo. Emily Donovan cancelled that out from the penalty corner at the end of the first quarter. Not a whole lot of difference between them, as you can see by the stats. Not much at all between them. Diamondbacks with a couple more shots on target, but Emily Harvey in the Northwest goal equal to the best of their attacks so far. And after after that early goal and a little bit of nervousness from both sides, that second goal of the game, the equaliser, really settled things down. And that second quarter saw quite a fair bit of attacking play, but you would say that Northwest just had the slightly better play. Diamondbacks are forcing to come from a little bit deeper, and Northwest are just attacking a little bit more freely. As we're underway for the second half in the decider. Wilson with a chance, sends it down the line. To meet it is May. She's got brothers to beat, trying to go around that left-hand pocket. One way, the other way, onto the foot. So Diamondbacks free hit. This is Bridley over the top of it. Apologies, Isabel Goldsmith. Attacking options for Diamondbacks, not quite there to meet it, cleared out. They'll have to reset from the opposite side. Just outside the 23, it'll be Georgia Williams. Again, not a whole lot of attacking run forward of her. She uses Wilson coming through, but it's straight over the baseline, and that is a little bit emblematic of how Diamondbacks have attacked in their final third. They're going to need to find something a little bit better if they're going to really threaten from field play. Otherwise, They're going to have to rely on penalty corners if they want to score goals to win this match. Newbold's forced to restart in the far corner. Diamondback get the turnover. Donovan can't find a way through Rojahan, who is at her again and again. Lucy Alexander in there to help. All they managed to do is slow her up though. Donovan has a chance to restart. Uses Wilson into the circle. Isabel Goldsmith underneath it, but it'll be a Northwest free hit. Away comes Eichen. Over the half line, trying to team up with Jacobson. She gets it back again. Who's she got running for her? No one. It's over the sideline. Donovan through the middle. She's really having to do a lot of work and close in work. I'm not sure how long she's going to be able to sustain that. Diamondbacks really need to start finding her with space, as Bridley has in front of her now. She's attacking down the left wing. That's Hedgeman on a case as Goldsmith plays on. Entry into the circle finds no one. Kirkland was coming in late. But it's all for naught. Northwest bring it away again, and they've found an outlet again. Eichen tries to go down the line. Page intercepts, but all that really does is slow them down. Gives their teammates a chance to reset. But Northwest are finding their sticks, especially for the midfield, a lot easier than the Diamondbacks are at the moment. Although both teams putting in pretty superb defensive efforts, it must be said. They've got it in this right pocket, looking for an entry, but it's free hit after free hit. Looks like Hedgeman on that far corner. It's got Phillips running in, but that one's directly into the circle. They get pulled up on that one, and Diamondbacks will get the 15-metre restart. Again though, look at that setup. Jeeves does manage to find Donovan on the outside. They do manage to tack down this left-hand wing. May is not going to get there, but that is mostly due to Jeeves being able to find the smallest of gaps, having the skill to make that pass too, rather than her teammates working into that space. And that's becoming an issue now in the second half. They can't rely on mistakes from Northwest in order to create attacking opportunities. They have to create them themselves, and to do that they're going to have to work a bit harder off the ball. Lucy Alexander has runners on the outside, and there's just a little bit too much on it. Dunk was there making the run, almost got on the end of it. But look at this press from Northwest. Very aggressive. And Jeeves is a master of getting out of this as well. One of the best in the business. It does spill to Lewis. A bit lucky. Keeps going. She's kept out of the circle by some dogged defence. And again, Ruby Brothers, well done. Wonderful defensive efforts. And she's held up one of the best players in the competition, Pippa Lewis, and prevented her from even getting into the circle when it looked like she was on her way to making a shot. There's Newbold, that's taken a deflection. She's won the territory. And up on left half, here is Brothers. She goes down the line too. Intercepted but knocked over the line, so she'll get a chance to do it all again. Down the line, finds a runner. Dunk. Spins. Page thinks she's got it. And did. So G's will get the free hit. G goes long and central. Ridley taps it inside. Running around the outside is Kirkland now. Back hard is Ebony Alexander. Put the pressure on and tackle. But Wilson has a chance on the back stick. She has fluffed it. Great opportunity for Diamondbacks. Great movement as well. Ridley getting involved in the midfield. That's going to be important. We're going to have to see a lot more from her in that position to help get it out of defence and create attacking opportunities. You would think she's going to have to play a deeper role now. Intercepted by Viarengo. Now she's away. Who she got on the outside? She can't quite find it. Jeeves is there to stop the run. Rojahan will take the free hit. Does it quickly. Unlucky to give that one away, I think. But Diamondbacks have it. G's will go overhead again. Phillips can only swat it away. And now they're on the attack. Here's Ridley. And she wasn't in a position to win that ball cleanly. And as a result, she's received a yellow card. That's going to make things just a little bit harder for Diamondbacks. Ridley was starting to work her way into the game. She's got herself sent off. And immediately, Scutt on the attack. Ottaway doing the defensive work. She's managed to create a bit of space and win it for Diamondbacks in the midfield. And she plays on quickly, but she's got 4 sky blue shirts in front of her and inevitably finds one. Scott's given away to Goldsmith though. Here is Ottaway. She loses it to Newbold, as many players have for many years. Ebony Alexander now. Chance up the left hand side, touched on by Arthur. Williams gets there. She looks straight back through the middle, but unfortunately only finds Northwest shirts. Jacobson down the right hand side. She's got Viarengo running around. Just a little too heavy on that initial first touch, and it's gone over the sideline. So this has been an entertaining grand final so far. Scores locked at 1-1. Both teams have had their chances. And as we head into, well, we're well into the final half hour now of the match. But it's going to be really interesting to see who steps up as their legs start to get a bit heavy. And the pressure starts to build. And they each try and find a winner in order to earn that premiership cup. Scott has been busy, but mostly in a defensive capacity. Here she is again, forcing Diamondbacks out wide. And intercepting is Jacobs. She's got Arthur running for her. Arthur only as far as Donovan, and she beats 1, beats 2, and is rebounding. She's got Scutt on a hammer, goes inboard, finds Wilson. Wilson only as far as Brothers. She clears it out wide. Here's Scutt again. Good linking play with Arthur. Arthur's got a bit of space to work in, and she's got runners up ahead of her. She slips in a direct ball. This is Viarengo again, gets the shot away. It dribbles over the line. It's through the legs of Haywood. And a second goal for Viarengo, a second goal for Northwest. And the Bulldogs are in front. They've taken advantage of having the extra player on the field. And we see Viarengo on the end of another Ashley Arthur pass. And has finished between the legs of Haywood to put a side back in front. Now, how do Diamondbacks respond? Williams at right half. She goes overhead. The free hit goes the way of Jacobson. 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Whoa. May earns it. She's got Lewis free and running. And intercepting is Arthur, who has made her way all the way back into defence. She's having a grand final to remember too. She set up both goals. But it's Newbold to restart us from the 15. Running for her at left half is Brothers. Williams retakes the spillage and she's down her right half. Here's Lewis, struggling to really force the issue at the moment. Williams will look to her again. Too late, and now she's got a wall of Northwest sticks to get through and doesn't. Heidi White lucky not to give away a penalty corner with that very late clearance, well after the whistle had gone. But it's Diamondbacks. Donovan over the top of it, on the top of the circle. Goes back to Jeeves. She drives it in onto the foot, and that is a penalty corner. That was the foot of Ruby Brothers. Diamondbacks have the penalty corner they were looking for. Again, it's Nicole Jeeves driving it in. Wilson will inject. Lewis to trap, and it looks like they're just going straight to Jeeves now. No second battery. Jeeves takes the shot. It's taken a deflection. And Diamondbacks will have a 23-metre restart. Lewis immediately gets it moving. She's got Newbold to contend with and is forced to go back in another victory for this Northwest defence, who have managed to hold off just about every attack that the Diamondbacks have created. Here's Jeeves at right half. Again looking for Donovan running through that midfield, and again she's got a Northwest player tightly marking it, and all they get out of it is a free hit slightly closer to their goals. What can they make of this? Jeeves has a bit of space to run into if she desires. She goes straight in. Northwest defence equal to the task again. Scut clears out wide. She actually has a runner. That's Viarengo again, and she's going to take on Williams, and Williams beats her with a brilliant tackle in the grand final. Possibly match-saving tackle might be, because if Viarengo got past her the way she's been scoring today, that might have just been a hat-trick. Meanwhile, Pippa Lewison fringed out on the left wing for Diamondbacks. They'll have a free hit. Attempting to go down the line. Lewis cuts back inside, looks for a player at centre forward. It does eventually spill to Brigley. Goes direct again. Oh, and she wins it back against Scott. Now she's got a little bit of time and space to work in. But she's defeated again by this Northwest defence. Brothers brings it away down the line. Good clearance, will take up a couple of seconds, but Diamondbacks have it on the half line. 45 seconds to go. Donovan breaks through now. Coughs it up. Unfortunately, she had 3 close markers there. She's not been afforded any space in the midfield, and Diamondbacks haven't figured out a way to create space for her, and that has really cost them because they have relied on Donovan a lot in the second half of the year since she rejoined the side, and she is a big part of the way the team structures itself, but they have looked to her far too often, and she's been closely marked for the 3 quarters now and struggled to find space to work in. They're going to have to think of something in this 3-quarter time break. And we'll be back in just a second. So the team's back out for the final quarter in the grand final. Northwest have the lead. It's 2 goals to Viarengo. Diamondbacks still only the 1 goal to Donovan from the first quarter. The final 17 minutes, unless Diamondbacks find a way to equalise. Page too heavy on that touch. He's given it up to Icon. Icon plays on down the line. That's Lucy Alexander. Ridley comes in to clean up in defence. And that entry from Alexander is just a little bit too high. Diamondbacks with the 15. Nicole Jeeves looking to restart. She's had to take her time because there is little movement ahead of her yet again. And again it's a turnover for Northwest. Their press has been aggressive and high, and it has really affected Jeeves' effectiveness. She's been unable to link up with her forwards, and again it's intercepted by Scut. Nothing comes of it, but the frustration is there for Diamondbacks. They are unable to work it out of their defence easily. Again, Donovan, 2 markers on her, and Icon attacks. She slips it down the great pass by Icon. Running onto it was Lucy Alexander, but it was just out in front of her, and they set up this press again, and again Jeeves has no options to go to. Wilson has a little bit of space, but she's not going to find her. And this has become a real issue, and it's almost too late to address it now if it hasn't been addressed already. Because you can't have someone as good as Jeeves is at finding her players, but not giving her players to find. Newbold under pressure from Lewis. Finds a way out, but it is a turnover. Goldsmith attacks immediately. She's down into the left pocket. She's got Newbold coming at her, and Newbold wins and will rebound out of defence. Clear over the sideline. Goldsmith finds Lewis, who's got space to work in. She's into the circle. Loose stick by Northwest. That was Newbold's stick. Lewis unlucky to get a penalty corner for that. And Northwest are now away and attacking Viarengo on the right wing. She's held up by backtracking Jeeves. Northwest reset. They know they've got the lead now. They can afford to take a little bit of time to set up. Heidi White cutting inside is Phillips. Playing on quickly now. She's into the circle. That was off Paige's foot. But it's a 23 restart for Northwest. Jacobson up to take it. Cleared away. Northwest will get it back though. They're happy just to soak up those couple of seconds to reset. Newbold finds Scutt. She's given it up to Bridley, but Newbold is there backing her up. Goldsmith now, left wing for Diamondbacks. Down the line, Scutt intercepting. She's done a brilliant defensive job so far today. As a defensive midfielder of sorts, she's really made the job of Jacobson and Newbold and that fullbacks easy. And one of the reasons for Northwest being in the position they are, holding a 2-1 lead. They have looked a slightly better side for most of the game too. Can't ride off Diamondbacks just yet. Williams goes crossfield overhead. Scutt's the first one underneath it. Wins the free hit. Newbold. She goes back. Jacobson. Ridley wins it over White. Tries to work with Kirkland around the right corner. Wins the free hit. But again, she looks up. There's not a whole lot looking forward for her. Williams was in support. Diamondbacks have won the free hit on top of the circle. Goldsmith, well, she tried to, I think, find the run of Ridley, but unfortunately completely miscalculated it. Luckily enough, Jeeves picks up the loose ball. But there's Scutt again. Streaming away down the line. Phillips, I think. Ebony Alexander tries the direct path. Wilson intercepts. This is Jeeves. She goes long. Great pass to Lewis. Lewis. Ridley now. And look at sky blue Bulldog shirts swarm back into the fence. And Diamondbacks just have nothing to go to, even in an attacking position. This has been quite a brilliant team defence as they mount a case for taking home the Premiership Cup at the end of it today. It'll be on the back of an exceptional team defence, you would think, because Diamondbacks have had no answer and have been unable to break it down. Their best chance, their goal, came from a penalty corner. And they've really struggled to create field goal opportunities. As we see Lewis turn in. She made the cross, no one there to meet it. Best sort of opportunity of this final quarter, as we're now under 10 minutes left in regulation time, and if the scores stay the same, that'll be all the time. Because as slender as this 2-1 lead is for Northwest, it's now looking increasingly unlikely, based on how the game has gone, that Diamondbacks are going to be able to create another opportunity unless they can get Ridley or Lewis one out with a bit of time and space to create a shot. White, Ebony Alexander looks back to White, but it's over the sideline. Here's Jeeves with a chance. Again, held up because there's so few options ahead of her. You see White with the intercept. Jeeves pushing forward, intercepts. Ridley looks to switch. Donovan goes long, but intercepting was Rayleigh Phillips. And Northwest have a free hit in the midfield. Long ball into the right corner. This is Lucy Alexander. She's got Paige to contend with. Paige makes the tackle. Northwest will retain possession though. Alexander looks back. Makes the cross. It's intercepted. Streaming away. Lewis with the intercept. Here's an opportunity. She's tripped. No free hit forthcoming. She'd kept her feet. She could have been through. Instead, Brothers with the clearance. And it's those opportunities that they're looking for, but they're few and far between for Diamondbacks, and time is running out. They're hard to manufacture those counter-attacking opportunities as well. It's much better to create opportunities with smarter play, and it has just not happened for the Diamondbacks today. This defence by Northwest has been unreal, and a massive improvement on the semi-final loss, and the Diamondbacks have had really no answer to it. Edgman. Lewis and Kirkland working for the intercept. And again, it's back to Kirkland. She's got a little bit of space to work in, but Ebony Alexander is back hard, and she's got Hedgeman behind her working with her. And look at that. 2 Northwest players for every 1 Diamondback player is what it looks like every time Diamondbacks are in this attacking position. Williams has 3 to contend with. Can't get the entry into the circle. Wins the free hit. Again, she's closely marked. Kirkland's a little bit too close, you would think. Williams goes overhead and out. Jeeves with it. Way back at centre half. She switches it out to the left. And this time it's Arthur with the intercept from Paige. That one's raised as it goes past it. So Diamondbacks will get the free hit on the left wing. They go quickly into the corner. Ottaway works her way forward. And is beaten by Brothers, I believe. Raise your hand in the midfield with Scut. They've given her away to Goldsmith, but hold her up, and Goldsmith on the ground trying to play it out. It's a Northwest ball. Now the switch is on. Brothers has space to work in. She goes inboard to Viarengo. Now she cuts away inside through centre forward. She's got a runner around the outside, which is Scut. Scott's got Wilson to contend with. Cuts back. Looks to the corner. That's Eichen. Eichen beating Paige. Has to beat her again. And they'll take a 23-metre restart. Newbold, quickly and direct into the circle. Here's Scut, switches. And Scut put the cross in almost to the spot. Could not find a blue stick. Northwest on the attack again. Jacobson around the outside. Free hit in the right pocket. 4 minutes left on the clock. Time is well and truly running out for the Diamondbacks to get back in this match. For Northwest now, looking ever more comfortable with their lead, as Diamondbacks looking desperate to try and chase this match down and making more mistakes than they have for most of the match. And again, this Northwest press high up the pitch and all over it. And Diamondbacks just cannot find a way out. And in fact, they've pulled their goalkeeper for the extra field player, and that means probably Jeeves will become a kicking fullback as Hayward leaves the park. They're 2-1 down, 3.5 minutes to go, and I'm not entirely sure whether the extra attacker is going to do much for them, given the way that Northwest has defended. Unless they can create a fast attacking move, which Donovan tries to. It's intercepted by Newbold. Viarengo at centre forward. Held up by Williams. Donovan tries to get it away now. She's beaten by Viarengo. Arthur is now attacking through centre forward. Big tackle across the body. Wins a free hit only. Rojahan. Actually, it'll be Newbold just outside the 23. So she can go directly into the circle. Instead, she goes to the right-hand pocket where she's got an overlapping runner. It's just taken a deflection off Diamondbacks. Hedgeman with the overlap. She's still available. But Newbold goes back instead. Brothers out to the left wing. Arthur into the circle. Arthur. Now she puts the cross in. Alexander. Icon with a chance, sorry. And Viarengo is gapped in. There's no goalie there to stop her. And the spillage from Icon's shot has fallen straight to Viarengo, and she's tapped it in. Arthur with the run. Icon with the attempted shot. Didn't quite get onto it, but Viarengo, hat-trick hero in a grand final. She scores her third and the team's third. And has just won the Premiership Cup for Northwest. They'll go back to back. And the curse, you would say, well and truly lifted for this Northwest side for so long. Struggled when it came to finals. And 3-1 is too big a lead, you would think, with under 2 minutes to go, for Diamondbacks to overcome, especially the way they've played. Ebony Alexander just watches that over the baseline, and they will have a 15-metre restart. Newbold, captain, over the top of it. She'll soak up as much time as she can with the clearance. Arthur's got a chance. Scut goes direct, intercepting his Jeeves. Can Northwest get a fourth before the game is out? Jeeves trying to create something. Scut runs away with it. Here goes Viarengo inside. This is Arthur. She's got space to work in. She's got a runner on the outside too. Ebony Alexander. Can she get a cross in? She goes back. Diamondbacks defence back in position. Rojahan uses Newbold. She goes all the way back to Jacobson. The attack well and truly over. Newbold switches it out to the left wing. Brothers in no real rush. Kirkland does beat her though. Lewis tries to cut inside. She's held up by Claire Rojahan. Williams will restart for Diamondbacks. She's on the half line. Goes overhead into the bottom corner. Lewis is there. She's got a chance to attack. Newbold beats her yet again. That's one of the stories of the final. And Arthur unleashes Viarengo. She's got a chance to attack. 20 seconds to go. She's into the circle. Has she got someone running into the spot? She's got two. She cannot get past Wilson, who only clears as far as Ebony Alexander. Here's Jacobson. And the final siren sounds. Northwest premiers yet again. Sofia Viarengo, Argentinian import, has scored a hat-trick on the biggest day of the year to lead her team to victory. That's something that her and the club will remember for a long time. And the disappointment for the Diamondbacks, especially after their semi-final win, will be keenly felt. Unable to perform on the biggest day. And we see the difference now, where Northwest, more shots, more on target, just more creative up forward. But it was just the quality of the play was too much for Diamondbacks to meet. And in the end, they've outplayed their opponents and are deserving winners. As we wrap up this special presentation of the Women's Premier League Grand Final, brought to you by Hockey Tasmania, I've been your host and commentator, Scott Edwards. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your attendance on a day that is quite un-Tasmanian weather-wise. We're certainly not used to this, but you've come out in your numbers and you've seen a really fantastic game of hockey. I'm very pleased to welcome the Premier. Every time Will comes out here, I extol the virtues of how much he enjoys hockey. We're out here during the Masters. We're putting more word on him about the fourth turf that I keep mentioning. But today is about the present. It's about a great game of hockey in the way in which that game was played in such great spirit, with such great skills. Congratulations to you all. The first presentation I'd like to hand over to Jenny, please.
I'd just like to present the best and fairest for Premier League this year to Em Olsen.
I'd like the captain of the DiamondBacks to come forward, please. This is never a great duty, but please, just a few words.
Congratulations, Northwest Braves, on the great game, and I'd love to thank all our players for a great season and what we did, especially excellent. So, thank you.
To present the cup to the winners, the Premier of Tasmania, Mr. Will Hodgman. Emily Newbold, that is. Now, can you just put that down with your spoils, please? The next presentation, before you come over here, is to the player of the tournament, and I'd ask again the Premier, not of the tournament, there's only one game, the player of the Grand Final, and I'd ask the Premier to present that to Sofia Viarengo. To the umpires, if they could come forward, please. Eileen and Aaron. And as they leave, I just want to make the point again This sport depends so much upon our volunteers, and central to that, to our volunteers, are our umpires. And in today's game, we saw them treated with great respect. Well umpired, great game. Thank you very much. So, Emily, would you please come and take the microphone and introduce your players to the Premier, who will hand them their premiership medals.
We've got Heidi White. Louis Jacobson. Sofia Viarengo. Annie Scott. M. Harvey. Rachel Hedgeman. Claire Rojan. Ebony Alexander. Richard Eichen. Ash Arthur. Lucy Alexander. Ruby Brothers. Chloe Cooper. Rayleigh Phillips. And Anne Dunn. And Billy. Chris Hazelwood. Simon Arthur. Annette White. Sheila Rojan. One for me. I just want to make a special mention to Emily Divan, Maddie Rojan. They were a part of our team. Oh, and Ellie Brennan, sorry. They have been a part of our team throughout the season, so thanks, girls. Secondly, I just want to thank the DiamondBacks. Had an awesome season, girls. Made the final really tough, so thanks for that. Wanted to thank the crowd for coming out on not a very nice day. Appreciate all your support. Special mention to all of the officials, so umpires, match managers, volunteers. This event couldn't happen without you, so thanks a lot for that. Want to thank our club sponsors as well. Obviously, the club wouldn't run without you guys, so thank you. Also to the club committee, the hard work that they put in is very much appreciated. But finally, I just want to thank our coaches this year, Simon and Chris, and our officials as well, Sheila and Net, and obviously all the girls. Awesome season, back to back, such a good feeling. And just a quick thanks to all the ball girls too.
Thank you, Emily. Well spoken. Thank you very much, everybody. There is another game to follow for those of you who are strong enough to stay.